Hi everyone, this is Monique with Pushpin Adventures, and I recently sailed Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, and this is my review of this new ship. This trip I went with my boyfriend and his aunts. When we stepped into the terminal, the check-in process began. This included providing our passports as ID, because Virgin does not accept birth certificates, verifying we're fully vaccinated, and then taking the rapid antigen test. Then we headed upstairs to the next step. At the second check-in counters, we got our wristbands activated, verified the cards on file for each person, and handled some other administrative stuff. Then it was a pretty short wait for our COVID results. We sat for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and the results came by email. After we got the clear to sail email, we were given a boarding group number and we were on our way once our number was called. My first impression when we walked into the lobby, or the atrium as other cruise lines call it, is that it's pretty modern and chic. Definitely not your typical bottom to top deck open atrium and no gimmicky welcome aboard. It was pretty chill with the DJ booth, the lounge area, and the eclectic customer service desks. Alright, now to the cabin. This is an XL sea terrace. The only difference between the XL and the regular sea terrace is the split toilet and shower combo you see here. All cabins have the shower wand and a rainforest shower head. The bed can be converted into an L-shaped couch for the daytime or two L-shaped twins. The closet has space for hanging, a safe, and shelves. There are no drawers, which may be an issue for some, but it was okay for me. There are about 100 inside cabins and 100 sea view cabins, and the remaining 1,200 all have balconies, which you see here with the signature red hammock. Random fun fact for the solo traveler, there are solo insider and sea views where you don't have to pay a single supplement, which is pretty awesome. I am a cruise fanatic and I love just about everything cruise related, but if there is one thing that bugs me the most out of all of my sailings, it would be the lack of chill space. Getting up early to find a spot, putting towels down to save a seat, that's just not the business. But Virgin has got it right with this one. Now granted, current CDC restrictions of 50% ship capacity means the crowds are less, but even if this was at 100% capacity, this ship has more than enough day beds, chairs, and pool loungers. Then there's this net right here that's coming up for the brave ones that want to chill 16 decks over the water. For those of you looking for a private deck experience, you can rent a cabana. They typically run about $300 a day, and they say it's for about 4 adults, but you can see here that there is definitely space for more. For an adult-only cruise, Virgin took a lot of care to make sure your inner child was happy on this ship. There were seesaws, there were basketball games, dodgeball tournaments, chess matches, and so much more. The upper decks were low-key like an adult playground. The only thing missing for me was a water slide, because that would have topped it off. And what I really appreciate was that the adults actually participated in the shenanigans. You know, sometimes we get old and we just don't know how to let loose like a kid again, so this was cool. Here we have a pretty decent sized casino with various slot machines and table games. At the social club, there are more game tables and a video arcade. What's cool about the arcade is that it's included in your fare, no cost to play. So I hopped on to race for a little bit here. Check me out. I suck, by the way. There are scheduled activities at the social club also, like coloring or group trivia questions, or you can grab your friends and pick up a game and have game night. High Street on Deck 6 is where you will find the retail shops. Dry Dock is the hair salon. Stubble and Groom is the full-service barbershop. There is a full Mac counter on board. the booty-free liquor, which was actually cheaper than buying it in port. And we have Squid Ink here, which is the only tattoo parlor at sea. And for TikTok and the gram, there are some pretty cool photo ops on board. Here's a couple of my pics. The Red Room is the first transformational, multi-form theater at sea. It's a space that transforms between a flat floor to a standard theater seating and to alley, so that way you can have more experiences in one sailing. If you like karaoke but can't stand waiting forever for your name to be called, or you don't like singing in front of other strangers, the groupie has private booths of different sizes that you can reserve for an hour at a time, and that's at no additional cost. We signed up for the pink room since that was for 4 people, and I'll spare you the video of us singing, but I think we all left hoarse after this. The space was comfy, there was a good selection of music, nothing bad to say. This was a really good time. Some of the other nightly entertainment were things like game shows, there was live music, which was really great, and there were theme nights. One of the themes was a pajama party. This was outside on Deck 16, and most of us wore Christmas pajamas since it was Christmas week. And the signature Scarlet Night. This is where everyone wears red and the entire ship turns into one large Scarlet party. We ended that night in the Manor, which is the ship's nightclub. The Redemption Spa is one of the best I've seen at sea. Here you see the main pool area with cold and hot plunge pools and a lot of loungers. And across the back here is a social gathering space. Here's your standard steam room. There's a salt room. A mud room, which I have never seen at sea. And the dry sauna. The main gym is split into 2 sides. One side is Bike and Burn, which is where you will find the cardio equipment that you see right here. And then the other side, on the other side of the pool, is the Build and Balance, where you will find the weights and resistance machines. There is also a smaller gym for more of a boot camp or a TRX suspension type workout. Okay, let's talk about the food. First up is the galley. Virgin scrapped the whole buffet concept and instead has the galley, which is more of a food court. You choose your seat, scan the menu, and then order what you want from any of the 10 eateries in the galley, and they have it delivered to you. The test kitchen is set up like a science lab. It's a preset dining experience where the menu only shows the main ingredient of each course and the actual dish is a surprise. No lie, the scallop dish was on point and I asked for seconds, and also seconds on the venison too. Extra Virgin is the Italian restaurant on board. There is a bar inside the restaurant like all the other restaurants. There is ample seating with social distancing and your typical Italian fare. Gunbay is the Korean barbecue restaurant and probably the most fun. We played drinking games with our server and had great table mates. Due to COVID, however, the server was the only one to handle the food, so the cooking was a little slow, but we understood why and were patient. The Wake is the steakhouse at the aft of the ship. Very delicious steak and seafood dishes, and the sides were family style. This is also one of the best dining views on board. Pink Agave is the tapas Mexican restaurant, and I am so sorry I forgot to take video because the food was so good. The ice cream was tasty, and I missed dining in Razzle Dazzle. The room service is called Ship Eats and comes smartly packed like punching bags. And here are some random photos of dishes I had and some of the bars I visited. Our first port of call was Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and we selected the rum and cigar tour. I think we tasted about 15 different rums before rolling our own cigars.
You're gonna really give me time. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Oh, they put the hat on and everything.
Look at the camera. In front. Roll.
Our second port of call was Bimini, Bahamas. After disembarking, we hopped on a tram that took us on a short drive, maybe 8 minutes tops, to get us from the ship to the Bimini Beach Club, which is Virgin's private beach club. When you enter, you will notice that the club is split into two basically identical sides. You got the north side and the south side. In the changing area, you will find the men and the women's restrooms. There are a ton of lockers, and there are several cabanas to change in and out of your swimwear. On both the north and the south side, you will find hammocks and group seating in the sand. There is one pool on each side. This one has a bar, and the other pool is where you will find the DJ booth. There are also dining areas on both sides. For our trip, however, since we sailed at limited capacity, only one side was open, but that was sufficient for the number of guests that were there. Like I mentioned before about there being plenty of places to chill on board, well, the beach club is exactly the same. We got there midday, and I just knew we were going to be completely out of luck finding a spot since we didn't reserve a cabana and we were late. But we got loungers right at the pool's edge on the DJ side. So for those that are late risers, there's no need to really stress to get here super early. The food is included. You only have to pay for alcohol purchases. Now, don't be like me and drink first and then take a nap, because I completely missed a good lunch. When I woke up, a lighter snack menu was left. It was still good, but I really wanted the curry. Besides eating and drinking, there was a pool party with some of the largest floaties I have seen. There were team competitions on the beach and a bonfire at night, which we did miss because it got a little chilly once the sun started to set. Overall, I think choosing the beach club over a city excursion was a great choice for us. Had a great time there. Let's talk gadgets. The wearable band is your lifeline. It's your ID, it's what you use to make purchases on board, and it also serves as your cabin key card. Each cabin has a tablet that controls the general lighting, the blinds, and the temperature. There is also preset mood lighting like Zen, there's Pumped Up, Hangover, or Get It On, Bow Chicka Wow Wow. But I will demonstrate those for you a little bit later on. And you can select and watch movies and live TV shows, cast those to your cabin TV. And lastly, you can request room service and maintenance like fresh towels, ice, and laundry pickup. Here I am playing with the moods. Some open and close the blinds, some come with background music, others change the colors of the room. It's a cool mix of things to make the ambiance match how you're feeling at that moment. The room is pretty smart too. I was watching a movie in theater mode, and when I got up to get something to drink, the lights came up automatically. Thought that was pretty cool, kept me from stumbling in the dark, that kind of stuff. All right, one of the cool things about the app, everything you need is done on the app basically. So you can order your ship eats, you can see what's going on the ship, make reservations, all that good stuff. But one of the cool things that Virgin does is if you shake it, and I'm actually on a tablet, so give me a second here to shake it. No matter where you are on the ship, they will bring you a bottle of champagne. See, stay put, feeling bubbly. You can go ahead and order that champagne and they will find you on the ship and bring you your drink. It's pretty cool. Here are a few things that I wanted to touch on that I didn't actually have video of. The first thing is that your Wi-Fi is included on Virgin Voyages. So that includes your Wi-Fi anywhere, everywhere on board, as well as at the Bimini Beach Resort. Your gratuities are included. So for new cruisers, sometimes it's a sticker shock when they go to check out on the last day and realize they've been charged extra that they didn't anticipate. So your gratuities are always included. Your group exercise classes are included. There are no specialty dining restaurants. So typically you'll find your high-end restaurants like the steakhouse, sometimes the Italian restaurant, things like that are an upcharge. So for Virgin, there are no specialty dining restaurants. There's also no corkage fees in the restaurants, which I thought was great. We brought a bottle of wine to dinner pretty much every night, and the staff more than happily, cracked it open for us, poured it for us for no additional fee. And those can usually run about $25 typically on other cruise lines. Your duty-free purchases were delivered the night before departure. So for those who are not aware, if you purchase alcohol or tobacco products either on board or while you're at port and then bring it on the ship, they have to stow that away for you. And then you can pick it up basically as you're disembarking, you're walking out the door, leaving on that morning when you're taking off. So they actually delivered it to us the night before. I believe it was around 5 p.m. So that night we had a pretty good night. So we were able to enjoy our beverages that last night, kind of turn up a little bit and have fun. So that was a good thing that I did not expect. And then for your bar tab, so Virgin, in place of having your typical beverage package, they have a bar tab. So basically, for every $300 that you put on your tab, they'll give you an extra 50. And then sometimes they'll have specials going on, so they might throw in an extra 100 or an extra something else. But basically, how the bar tab works is unlike other cruise lines where there's a lot of stipulations. There's, if one person buys the package in the room, then everybody has to buy it. There's only so many drinks you can get within a time frame. You can't share. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So basically, Virgin says, hey, put $300 on your tab. We'll give you an extra on top of that, and you can spend that however you want. So if only one person gets it in the room, that's fine. If they decide they want to share it, if they're at the bar and want to buy a round for everybody, it's all good. They're not tripping off of that type of stuff. And lastly, here's a few booking tips. Number one, make your dining reservations early. There are six main restaurants on board. And unlike other sailings or other cruise lines, instead of having a set time where you're always eating dinner in the same restaurant, the same seat, same table mates, you have an option of six restaurants to choose from. You can choose your dining time, all that good stuff. But you want to go ahead and make it early because obviously things around about 5 to 7 will start to fill up soon. So you want to go ahead and get that done as soon as possible. The same thing with your shows, size classes. Now those won't be available until you actually get on board. So like in my case, there was a cabaret show that I really wanted to see. But I waited too late and didn't get a chance to actually book into it. So you want to make sure if there's something on the agenda that you want to see, go ahead and get that done right away. As far as the exercise classes, again, those are included. But if you are a no-show or if you cancel, and I believe it's within 24 hours or something like that, there is a $10 fee that they donate to, I believe, a marine charity. But overall, the classes are included into the fees. Book your excursions and your cabana rentals early if that's something you're interested in, because those will fill up. There are a limited amount and a limited amount of space on the excursions. And then lastly, contact me for more information. So Virgin Voyages, I thoroughly enjoyed myself on this cruise. I highly recommend it for those that are young at heart, those that are not easily offended. I can go in more detail on that. And those that just like to have a good time. It's an upscale atmosphere without it being too stuffy, if I'll say it that way. And again, it's a new cruise line, so I know not many have had a chance to sail it yet. So there may be questions or, concerns or just, anything regarding, sailing right now. It's, COVID protocols, things like that. So give me a call. My website is above. So you can reach me there. We can schedule a time to chat and go from there. So thank you guys for watching and safe travels in the future.